So essentially, this verse has said that there are 72 crore blood vessels. Okay, I have tried asking doctors, but I think in at least Western medicine, there is no such count which is available. So therefore, we cannot say whether this is an approximation, to what level it is an approximation, or whether this is an accurate, good, accurate number. Okay, so we will just accept it as a data point and proceed. No question here, right? Okay. अथैकयोर्ध्व
अथैकयोर्ध्व
उदानः पुण्येन पुण्यम्
उदानः
पुण्येन पुण्यं
लोकं नयति
लोकं नयति
पापेन पापम् उभाभ्यामेव
पापेन पापम् उभाभ्याम् एव
मनुष्यलोकम्
मनुष्यलोकम्. Okay, if we do little punya, at least we come back as Manushya.
Yeah, definitely. So this says that of these, one of them goes up, and Udana moves in that particular artery or vein, more like artery. So punyena punyam lokam nayati. If one has done punya, then it takes you to punya lokas. If one has done papa, then it takes you to papa lokas. And if you have done both mixture, then you come into manushya loka. Okay, so first, which is this urdhva nadi? So I have got some thing to show you. So this is the circulatory system, okay, of which this particular vessel called common carotid or just carotid artery, this goes up into the brain and supplies blood to the brain. So as far as I can make out, this is the one which is being talked about for Udana. So Udana is maybe Udana is responsible for the blood flow in the head. Since the brain is such a particular organ, so the rest of the circulatory system is covered under Vyana, but the circulation in the brain is covered under Udana. Okay, and now this other part is most interesting, that if you have done largely punya, then you will go to punya lokas, and as we had seen earlier, this is the chandra loka. Okay, and then if you have done mostly papa, then you will go into papa lokas, which are tiryak yonis, that is animals and trees. So you will be demoted.
Is this the answer to the Utkramana question of the student?
To half of it. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, katham utkramati, that is being answered here, that it is this udan which takes when the person is dying, it takes the soul and moves out to whichever is the next yoni which is assigned to this soul. Okay, so as we know, it is not only Udana which is responsible, all pranas move along with the soul, but Udana is the one which is parring this motion probably. Okay, then if being has done both types of deeds, but more of punya, I mean, if we put in the balance, little bit will be towards the punya side only, not exactly matching, but little bit towards the punya, then you get the manushya yoni. And manushya yoni, as you know, is the highest among all the animals, and that is why a very prized species. Okay.
So here, while talking about the pranas, all of a sudden the punya papa has been brought here. Is it because he is talking about the vayu that's going all the way up is somehow related to the man, and because of which also you know like, because of that we do punya and papa, or it is dropped in just like that?
No, it is one of the functions of Udana which is being mentioned over here. So it is Udana which transports the soul to the next yoni. That is what is being said over here. Okay, so
Okay.
it says Udanaha lokam nayati. That is your main sentence. So this is the function of the Udana which is being given here. Okay, then that punyena punyam, papena papam, these are all now adjectives which are being given to that,
Udun.
it determines
Right.
where you have to go, and then accordingly it takes you there, takes the soul over there.
Okay.
Okay. So that is why when Anuj is asking, I am telling that the only half of that Utkramanam is explained here. Really speaking, it is the function of Udana which is being given over here. The fifth prana that we are talking about. So it is saying that prana is the one which is there in the upper regions. See, this prana, no, this originates from ana pranane dhatu. Okay, so ana, when we apply ghan pratyay, for those who know Sanskrit, so just like from pata we get pata, so from ana we get ana, and then prefixes have been added to it. So ana prana. Okay, sam ana samana, ut ana udana, vi ana vyana, and what is the next one? Up ana apana. Okay, so up means to separate, to remove. So that is why for the excretory functions it is called apana. Pra means something special. So since the most special, the nervous system is controlled by prana, therefore it is called prana. Then samana, because it takes the food, it converts it into something which is possible to be transported by the blood everywhere. That is why it is samana. That is why it is said samam nayati. Then your vyana, vyana, because it is v means
Yeah.
vishesha only, but also vyapti. So because it is spread everywhere, it is vyapak. That is why it is called vyana. Then up udana. Ud means up, like my name Uttara means, the one who is above all. So this Udana, because it is related with the regions above in the body, that is why it is called Udana.
Oh, that's very nice. Actually, what was actually staring? You have explained very well. I never thought of those breakups like that.
Yeah, yeah. Once you start looking at the words, they start revealing themselves to you.
What is the meaning of on? That is, you say ud on. So they are two different.
To give
Ana,
life. To
ana
give life.
pranane, so to breathe only is called ana.
Anna, okay.
Yeah, anati iti ana. Okay. Adityo have बाह्य प्राण.
Adityo havai
prana
prana
उदयत्येष ह्येनम्.
udayatyayanam
Udayateyanam
चाक्षुषं प्राणम् अनुगृह्णान.
chakshusham
Chakshusham
pranam
pranam
anugrunhanah
anugrunhanah
पृथिव्यां या देवता.
prithvyam ya devata
Devata
Sesha purushasyapanam
शेषा पुरुषस्यापान
avashtabhyantara
अवष्टभ्यन्तरा
yadakashah
यदाकाशः
sa samano vayurvyanah. Okay, I think my connection is breaking up. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we are okay.
Okay. Okay. So now, having answered the five pranas, how are they situated? What are their functions in the body? Now people are moves on to the next question, which is what is the external role of prana or the external form of prana? So then he says that the Bahya prana is Aditya, is the sun, which as it rises, Udayati, Esham hi enam chakshusham pranam anugrahnana. As it rises, it actually gratifies the prana which exists in the eyes. As we saw, he has mentioned Chakshu and Shrotra as the main regions where prana sits. So this prana which is sitting in the eyes, that is gratified by this rising Surya. This is the um, literal meaning. So we will go over that only first, then I will tell you later the deeper one. Prithivyam ya devata sa esha purushasya apanam. The devata which is there of Prithvi, that is a person's apana. Apanam avashtabhya antara yadakashah. It holds that apana, that Prithvi devata, it holds, it supports apana, and antara yadakasha, the space which exists in between, is samana, and vyana is vayu. Okay, that is literally what this is saying, and now you can see some confusion starts to come in. So here, Aditya, where Bahya Prana. So see, Prana per se does not exist outside. So one meaning here is that Aditya supports life proper, which we had seen earlier. But also Aditya stands for knowledge, which is also what Chakshu stands for. Chakshu is your main device to understand the world. So Chakshu is the one which, if we see as the symbol of knowledge, then Aditya is the one in the universe, which is the symbol for knowledge there, which is light. So again, light and knowledge are to be equated, and the senses are the ones which give us knowledge, and prana is the one which is sensitizing those and gratifying them in that way. Prithivyam ya devata. The, you can say on the one hand, the gravity pull of earth causes the excretions, but on the other hand, it represents gross matter, grosser matter. So the matter which is grosser is thrown out by the body in terms of urine and feces, and that function of apana is the prithvi aspect of prana, which you can see it as a bahya prana, effect of prana. Then antara yad akasha, the see, samana is always associated with the middle portion of the body. So in fact it is said that it resides in the navel. Okay, so one of the spots where it is focused in is supposed to be the navel. Somehow in Western medicine, I find that the navel is forgotten about. Once you take birth and the umbilical cord is cut, then they kind of just think that it shrivels up and everything inside also shrivels up. But in our philosophy, the navel continues to have a lot of importance, and I think it does have some importance even in later life.
Yeah, in
Somehow,
Ayurvedic treatment, many
yes,
medicinal oils are introduced through the navel cavity into the
correct.
stomach region.
Exactly. And
True.
I myself have tried putting a drop of oil there, and your skin becomes moisturized. So that region is not understood well in Western medicine today. But our people gave a lot of importance to that. So this samana is supposed to actually be nabhistha. It is supposed to exist in the nabhi.
And
In fact, they
especially
say that the
Bhagini to
ends of
think
the
the
72,000, whatever you said, no, the nadis are supposed to be there at the navel.
Connected to
That's what
the
even our
yeah,
yeah,
because
technically, in fact, as a baby, we receive
yeah,
everything through that place. So it is
correct.
actually replacing all inputs
yes,
and outputs and outputs. Mother
correct.
used to take the excretion out through that.
Yeah. So this samana that is always associated with udar as well. So you have a lot of Vedic mantras which give God as a Purush. You know, the Upama is there, that God exists as a man, and so you define different parts. Then Saman is given as the Udara or Antariksha. Antariksha is said to be the Udara, which is equal to Samana. Then Vayur Vyanaha. So now see, Vyan is being called Vayu. So Vayu gives us also Vayu is equal to Bala. So Vyana, which is the circulatory system, is giving energy to all parts of the body, and thus giving power to the body. So that is why the external Vayu is equal to Vyan in the body. Okay, so this is the combination of Samashti and Vyashti views. So it is not as if prana is upholding Aditya or upholding Prithvi or Vayu or Akash. It's not like that. But we are equating the two. And we are saying just like Vayu is in the external world, so also Vayu is there in the body as Vyana. Okay, so this leaves out Udana. So Udana comes up in the next verse. Tejo hava udanas
Tejo hava udana
Udanas.
tasmad upashanta tejah
Tasmat
tasmadupashanta tejaha
Tejaha
punarbhava mindriyar
punarbhavam
Punarbhavam
indriyai
Indriye
manasi sampatyamana.
manasi
Manasi
sampatyamanaihi.
Sampadyamanehi.
So Tejo hava udana. Udana is equivalent to Teja, that is energy in the outside world. That is why Tasmat Upashanta Tejaha, the bodies, or actually this the whole word means the soul. So the soul which is now in a body which has lost its tej, its temperature, it has become cold, it has died. So that soul Punar Bhavam, it gets reincarnated. Indriyah manasi sampadyamana. So these indriyas, they become dissolved in mana, lay. You know, the indriyas go and merge with the mana, and all these together, they surround the soul, and the soul moves on into the next body.
Oh, subtle body type of description. That means the
Correct.
subtle indriyas travel along. Okay.
Yes. So here you see again now the how the body leaves the soul is being talked about. How the soul leaves the body is being talked about. So it is telling you the in detail that all the indriyas, they merge with the mana, and plus actually not only the udana but the all the five pranas as well. They also come, they kind of shrink into the soul. Just now prana had expanded into all parts of the body. Now it comes back and surrounds the soul back into the subtle prana, and the soul leaves the body.
So actually, previous time when you were reading that verse about Udan, I was thinking that, is Udan the one that, like, the power counter that keeps track of the the bad done by us, the bad thoughts, and that's how the samskara gets accumulated? Is that the one that is powering that piece?
No, you cannot ascribe that intelligence to prana in any way.
Not the intelligence. I'm saying that, is that the one that is powering that and carrying it forward when the soul leaves?
The sanskaras. Sanskaras, pap and punya. See, I think finally that is in the hands of God. So he will open out that channel, okay, from this body into the next body. But that channel cannot be opened by Udana. But Udana will make you traverse that channel.
Okay.
Okay, so that intelligence has to be with God only, that what now does this soul deserve? So once that is determined, he will open that channel, and then accordingly Udana will go. There is a related verse in Kathopanishad. So I will just go over that also. So there it says, this is of the second chapter and the third subchapter, Valli. This is the 16th verse. And it says, Shatam Chekaja Hridayasya Nadyas Tasam Mudhanam Abhinisrita Eka Tayor Tayoh Taya Urdhvam Ayan Amritatvam Vishwanganya Utkramane Bhavanti. So there also it says that there are 101 nadis which come out of the heart, of which one goes to the head. That is that carotid artery which I was telling you. Taya urdhvam ayan amritatvam. Taking that artery, the soul attains moksha, while others who have not done good enough deeds to attain moksha, or rather have not got that vivek, vishwanganya, they use other arteries to leave the body. So that is what that had said. Here Udana is per se only associated with one of them, but I think it actually all the blood flow, the circulation in your head is controlled by Udana. So other arteries that you may also exit by are also controlled by Udana. Okay, any more questions are there? Otherwise, we will say our Shanti part.
Is this also linked to the the gap that we have in the skull?
Yeah, that anterior fontanelle it is called. So it is said that through that gap it escapes. That again, I don't know how far that is correct, because per se the soul and the subtle body has no weight and no dimension. So it doesn't need anything to any opening to get out of. And there is one, that is the tantric philosophy, I think, which says that to keep it open, that Shirshasana which is there, it ensures that gap remains open even after childhood. But I don't think that is correct. The gap very much closes, and your skull would be very unstable if it was open. So that does close. Only when you are an infant is it open. And I don't think this Tibetan philosophy also, they created all that you drill a hole there and then you will attain moksha or something. Those are all nonsense things.
Instant moksha. We will.
Yeah.
No, but I guess we all must have heard, when some people die, the eyes are open. Some people, they say the mouth is open. So I feel that it's not one single prana which is, facilitating the exit of the soul. I feel it is it's a combination of this. What I'm thinking
No, like
aloud here.
Bhagini, it is more like, you see, even in medical terms, death is declared using brain death philosophy. I mean, they don't consider anything as dead until the brain dies. So there
No,
is
no,
some
no, no.
sense to this
No, no, no,
Udana
no.
path.
Brain dead can still be alive. So you have
Okay.
to be prana dead only. If you have stopped breathing, then only you will be called
Correct.
dead.
Correct.
Otherwise, you
Correct,
can be
correct.
on support systems. So that part is not correct, I feel. But what to come to what Uma is saying, I don't think just because the mouth is open implies that person escaped through the soul escaped through the mouth. Yeah.
So that is what generally we have heard, in the elders
I
telling.
know there are a lot of
No, that happens because I think the muscles, when after the death, the muscles will tend to relax. So that may result in such postures. I don't think,
yeah. So there would be various reasons why the mouth has opened at the time of death. Some people die with their eyes open, some with their eyes closed, etc. But that does not mean that the soul escaped through the eyes or the soul escaped through the mouth. It is not like that.
What I'm trying to say is there are 5 different prana consists of 5 different components. So it's not one single element that is, the reason for the prana to exit or the soul to exit. It may be a combination of this.
No, it's not the reason for the prana to exit. But here, see, we don't know this science, right? So we are learning it from the Upanishad only. Whatever we might think is all hypothesis only. It has no basis in reality. So if we go by what the Upanishad is saying, then Udana is the one which is taking the soul out of the body. It is the main way in which the soul leaves the body. That does not mean, it is itself saying that it takes the mana as well as the indriya plus the other 4 pranas as well. So all of them combine the subtle body. This is the subtle body with 11 elements in it, the 5 pranas, the 5 indriyas, and your soul. So all that, sorry, and the mana. Actually, no, it has 17 elements. That is your 5 pranas, your 5 indriyas, mana, soul, and 5 tanmatras. These together make up set of 17.
And 5 what? The last thing?
Tanmatras. Tanmatra is that Sukshma Bhuta. So there is the Mahabhuta, which is your
the 5 elements.
5
base
elements.
elements.
So then if you see that order of creation, they originate from their atoms, you can call, which are called Tanmatra. So those 5 Tanmatras also make up the subtle body. So they are also associated with the soul at the time of leaving the body. So this set of 17, which make up the subtle body plus the soul, of course, these leave together. Okay. So this is indicating partially that the indriyas, they merge with the mana. So they have kind of contracted into the mana, and now they form this group along with the pranas. So pranas also leave the body, but the one which is powering this activity or this motion of going from one place to the other is supposed to be Udana. Okay, not my words, Upanishad's words. Okay.
How does it apply to the plants and animals? Is it the same way? Does Upanishad talk about any of?
So plants are something a little different in the sense that there are many souls which sit in the prana. Okay. So that is why you can break off branch, plant it, and one more new plant will come.
Grow it again.
Correct. So there was a set of souls which existed in the main uh, plant.
Plants.
And now you have taken out some of them, you plant them in another place, they all start growing, and more souls will join them. So one plant can house many souls. Okay. So how now the exit happens in that, I cannot tell you. Okay. Okay. So let us see our Shanti part.
Mhm.
Om Shraddham Pratar Havamahe.
Om Shraddham Pratar Havamahe.
Shraddham Madhyam Dinam Pari.
Shraddham Madhyam Dinam Pari.
Shraddham Suryasya Nimruchi.
Shraddham Suryasya Nimruchi.
Shraddhe Shraddhapayehana.
Shraddhe Shraddhapayehana.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti
Shanti
Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavada.
Dhanyawada. Namo Namah.
Just to add to what this one is Uma's question, that was for plants, but for other creatures, I would think similar things will apply. So for all animals, there is one soul only, and a similar process will be applicable in the animal too. Okay, with that.
Yeah, it is so for animals it is so easy because the hierarchy division of the body is very clear. For plants it is very mysterious. For example, where is the central governing agency in a plant? Unknown.
Yeah, yeah.
and
So
and
in
even if you
some
talk
of
of
the
animals,
animals also.
colony insects also, you can't determine where is the intelligence. Is it in each insect or is it outside? Like that.
No, each insect, right?
Each insect, yeah, has its own
Yeah, because
intelligence,
they have a
but
role
they
basically.
together work very nicely in a coordinated
Yeah.
fashion. So you can say that there is a mass intelligence. That way, we also have a mass intelligence. See, when there is a mob, what you say mob mentality, that is a mass intelligence only, because whatever
But that
everybody
has
else
never
is
been
doing,
for
we
good.
also.
Never been it has been for good in this world.
Okay, that's a separate question. But
No,
otherwise,
I
each
think it
ant has
is.
its own.
I think it is, because when you start donating for a cause, so one person starts and then you see how hundreds follow. Or if you have a run, for example, a Delhi run, so people will participate. So it's there. Mob, it works both ways, I feel.
Yes, Bhagini. Yes. When you gave the upama of the marathon, I am sold.
Anuj is a runner. So,
Okay.
so but there are animals in which that is also dicey to understand, like your amoeba is there, or your starfish is there. So how exactly the soul will move out is difficult to explain, but a similar thing will happen over there as well. All the pranas will have their corresponding um, forms in all animals, actually even in trees, and they
Correct.
will
Yeah.
all.
Even in trees, why is it different? Because you have a circulatory system, you have all that, right? It's like it may not be as reformed as for animals or thing, but there
Yeah,
is a basic system that absorbs, supplies the food, makes the food. So they
correct,
also have their own digestion and everything, like,
correct.
you may not call
So,
it digestion. The process is there anyway, including
yeah.
the reproduction and stuff like that,
So
right?
now, which is
So,
the process which produces fruits? Which is the
yeah.
process? Those are
Come from
not. You may not have a direct equivalence
Correct.
with
Yeah.
what we have studied. So plants are a little bit apart, but even animals, there is sometimes it's difficult to say which is pran, which is vyan, which is saman. But it is still relatively easy, because all said and done, all animals share these basic functions.
In fact, like you mentioned, even at the cell level, if for example, amoeba we take as a separate life, but even we are a whole of cells. So each cell has all these functions in a sense, in a way.
The memory.
The absorption and excretion, yes, but intelligence and all is not really there. And circulation, intelligence, digestion, even to some extent, yes, digestion you can say some processing happens in the cells, but
But like you said, no, different cells have different roles in the body. So yeah.
yeah, that too. And otherwise, also, see, you cannot ascribe too much intelligence to a single cell. Doesn't work individually.
Yeah, paramecium, for example, has almost everything except
If you're
it can
talking
even
of,
sense light. Yeah.
yeah, if you're talking of unicellular organisms, yes, they have to have that limited intelligence in that single cell only. I thought you were talking of a cell in our body. So
To some extent,
Yeah,
yeah.
but even a cell in our body, it has the intelligence that it knows what it needs to do, no? Basically, depending on the organ in which it belongs. So that is also a kind of intelligence that if you know what you have to do and you do that right, is when the whole thing works together properly.
see, intelligence, I would say, is more when you are able to take a voluntary, can come to a conclusion voluntarily. These are chemical processes which, based on the pH value and the concentration of something, they happen. They are kind of programmed, and they just keep happening themselves. And if you don't provide the necessary food, they will stop and the cell will die. While an intelligent organism will go out to get food.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that kind, but there
See,
is something wired in
today's
each
world,
cell.
no. In today's world, everything is called intelligence. So that is a problem with our
Okay.
understanding of intelligence. So if
Yeah, this is
anything,
basically, I mean, let's look at it that it has some kind of a knowledge on what it needs to do, what kind of a work it needs to do, or what exactly its role is in the larger picture.
it doesn't, right? It doesn't know. It just does what it has been programmed to do. It is
So
like
I
your
mean, yeah, but
artificial intelligence.
how is the programming is what I'm saying? Is that through the prana?
Programming is through your DNA.
Okay,
Your
and the power
DNA
is
is
through the
the
prana.
one which is controlling the activities of what that cell functions as.
Okay. Okay.
But it is amazing, really. I mean, to think that one set of DNA, after, of course, the insemination, etc., one set of DNA, each cell knows what should be the next split, what should be the next split. Is that going to become a stomach cell or a brain cell? It is unbelievable complexity. I don't think we can ever comprehend it.
So each cell doesn't know. It there is an overall intelligence which is built into the fetus. When you see the development of the fetus, it is so amazing how the cells get pulled here and there, and then in that particular region, that environment is created so that it functions as a particular kind of cell. So that is really amazing. But that does not mean that the cell knows upfront that I should be going there. Actually, there is a central mechanism which is pushing cells here and there, and giving them an environment. So then one becomes a nerve cell, one becomes a skin cell, one becomes a digestive system cell. So that is that differentiation starts happening because of a central authority.
Okay.
That is true, but once it becomes a part of a particular system, for example, I think though it's stretching too far, but yeah, but then the cell functions by itself, in the sense, for example, if I walk out in the sun, I will start sweating.